There we go. Hello, people. It's your Usmaan back again with another Manchester United podcast. It's been a while since we've done a podcast like this. So if you're joining us, make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. 43 away from 1K. We will get there before I'm grey. Yes, man's been doing the bars and dieting, so. But listen, as always, get your comments in. We've already got Harris. Salam, walaikum salam, my brother. Walaikum salam. Bit Arabic for the homies. Anyways, yeah, so let's get into it. We got the homie on the left, the Yankee love to love. We got Sean in the building. What you saying, bro?
Man, what's going on, fam? Feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever.
I know it's been a while, man. I've been avoiding you deliberately, but fuck's sake, you caught up with me. Sean's an absolute legend. I don't know if you guys seen his tweet, but obviously he's got a lot going on. He's moving house. He's got about 20 inches of snow. Man snowed in his X, Y, and Z, but he's still here on the flipping stream. So make sure you show love to him. Obviously, as you can see, his art is below him, and he's also got a YouTube channel as well. So obviously, make sure you go show love. Below me, we got the homie again. Another person. It's been a while. Obviously, very busy with his own content, which is completely understandable. Again, show love to the homies. We got Jerry in the building. What you saying, bro?
Yo, man, love for the shout out. Yeah, it's hard, man, but anyway, I could help, get me on the channel, man. I'm there. But yeah, guys, we're due for a long discussion, man. I'm actually ready for this. Still.
Yeah, we've already got one person, Billy. Don't worry, Billy. I'm just a host, and we have to discuss it because a lot of people be talking about it. And last but not least, you've seen this guy's beautiful face by his own words. He's here, he's there, he's everywhere. It's Kojo. What you say, bro?
I'm good, my brother. I'm good. Always happy to be here as usual, United. So let's talk on certain people at the club. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, also, while you're in the chat, your president has got with this one.
Jeez.
Oh, beautiful.
I haven't hung you up yet because, well, I'm lazy as fuck, basically. Anyways, we will hang up at some point. It's a picture of OT. But listen, I'm good. Obviously, Kojo knows. If you know me, any slander on Martial, I get sensitive. I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there now. The things I might say, I'm going to be speaking with my heart. Normally I'm very level-headed today. That ain't going to happen, I'm telling you now. So it is what it is. I ain't going to lie. We'll just quickly start with the fact that we leave the FA Cup to the end because I can't care. I don't care about the draw that much. Let's start with the main talking point. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. Listen, you may or may not have seen shout out to Beaks as well. Close to 100, go subscribe. You may have seen Bits and Bob's video on the Football Terrace. Basically, he said Martial should be sold. So, long story short, Jerry, I've seen you reply actually, but nonetheless, we'll come to you first and foremost. What are your thoughts regarding the Martial discussion?
I don't want to upset too many people, but
speak with your chest.
No. Listen, I would
speak with your chest because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to speak with mine.
I will. I'm still on the fence, but obviously, this season is leaning towards not the sell, but the sell. Basically the sell because there's two questions I always ask: is he better right now than Cavani up front? The answer is no. Is he better on the left than Rashford? The answer is no.
Oh.
Is he
already this guy?
What?
Okay.
Listen.
Speak on it, fam.
All right, cool. I think Rashford is better on the left. Like his output speaks for himself. And Martial, is he going to be a player that's going to hold bench? No, he's not. So I think ultimately he's going to have to get sold. Like, unfortunately, because I don't think he'll ever fire us to a league as the main striker. On the left, that which forces Rashford to the right, which I think is just unproductive. So I like Martial as a player. He's got attributes that I really like, but to be the best in the league, the best in Europe, I don't think he's that guy. So that's my first jab to Sean.
Fair. There was a jab to me, so I've already.
Oh, sorry.
I don't apologize. So good. I've been getting smoked for Martial all season, so I'm used to it by now. By everyone, as coach knows from one thing, one of the crews we're in. But it's all good, man. Listen, I'm gonna, I've got my opinions. Everyone's got theirs. Just gonna get some from ITN. Usmaan Martial He's not finished. Club needs to assess the situation. It's been long off form here. Definitely has been long off form. Missed another sitter actually against West Ham, which thankfully not many have mentioned.
The
Should
last
scored
one,
that. Last kick of game, so it was kind of irrelevant, but he really should score. If a better centre forward is available, he could be moved on, but I doubt it. Also results in Usmaan, you love United, hate Glazers. Like, come on, bro, you already know we hate the Glazers. Rashford will play on the left with Martial on the left. I'm not sure what that means. I'm assuming it means on the right.
On the right, he means.
I'm assuming it means on the right because Rashford can't play on the right for whatever reason. Also, just want to say, if you're looking at my face and thinking, what the hell, this guy's just got a bed, I don't. I haven't. I just need a trim. Allow me.
Wow, this man.
A man's been in the booth in it, writing lyrics and that, so a man's stressed out. Make sure you drop a like, obviously subscribe to the channel. Got quite a few of you tuning in, obviously. We're very close to 1,000, but 40 off or something. So obviously if you haven't subscribed, get into it. Anyways, let's have Sean have his rebuttal. So it was a Rashford comment that really triggered you, to be fair.
I don't get it, but I want to hear this.
Mum was like, okay, I'll take the
Bro, fam.
please,
Listen.
Mum was
Please
like,
explain to me one thing. I just need to know that Rashford is better than Tony at. I'm just curious. I need to hear it.
Kojo, take this one.
No. He asked you.
My heart. What?
He asked you. Please go ahead and this before.
Because I'm gonna explain why. I think that Rashford gets a pass from everyone because he's English.
No.
I mean, let me tell you why. Rashford is a pace and power merchant. Rashford is pace. How many times has Rashford missed chances he absolutely should score? That if it was Tony, people be chucking him out the door. They'd be going crazy. Rashford, many times this year, has been giving me straight Nani vibes. Let me explain to you what I mean by that.
Okay.
Listen, Nani was a guy that sometimes would show up, and I'd be like, where has this guy been? He's ridiculously amazing. But then all of a sudden, he would do what you guys would call a maza. And we don't know what with this guy. I'm learning words. I'm learning words from you guys. Here, okay? So listen, here's the thing. Rashford, first off, is my guy. I'm not slamming anybody. I like Rashford, even though he was born offside. Can't figure that one out, but he's my guy. I like him. I do think he's wasted on the right because I don't think overall he does. I think he plays best off the left. I think in his own mind, he thinks he's a 9 when he's not.
Sure, we got someone backing you in the chat here. X2X Gaming, shout out to you, brother. Martial is better than Rashford, but some of you aren't ready for that.
Oh, it's not even
We're
close.
going to have that conversation now.
It's not even
Wait, it's not even close.
No. All I said was on the left. On the left. Not as a player. Not as a player. On the left. I said he's more productive on the left. That's my point.
You could take stats, right? And you could prove any argument about different players with different stats. So I'm not even trying to go into stats because we do
stats right here. Don't worry.
Stats gets on my nerves. I'm talking about the eye test, so to speak, right? Mm-hmm. They're different players. Now, to me, Rashford is faster. But to act like he has like the tech and control of Tony, like let me give you an example. The game the other day, which was dead, which a lot of our games this year have been dead because of how we're coached. Topic for a different day. However,
we'll have that at the end.
Y'all are just bringing me back. Y'all are putting me right into the fire line with everything right now.
Let's go.
I'm gonna say this.
Go, Sean.
No, listen. Tony's the one that made that goal happen. So how? Okay, I would ask people a question because our culture right now, football culture, is obsessed with nothing but GA and all this kind of stuff, right?
Oh boy.
But here's the thing: if Tony was on pens, like most strikers at their clubs are, he'd be on 10 goals right now. And then everyone would be like, they wouldn't even be having this discussion. Because here's the thing. Mo Salah, he has 6 pens. Jamie Vardy, 6 pens. No one's saying these guys are just not firing and they're terrible because they got 10 or 11 or 12 goals. But look, who's on pens on our club? A midfielder. Not against that. I'm just saying, people want to use stats all the time. It's what Tony brings to the table. Is this Tony's best season? No. But here's the thing. In 4 or 5 seasons he's been with us, his expected goals, this kind of nonsense, he's outperformed expected goals in what he's done from open play, right? He links the play together. Goals now in modern football, we're not talking about old school stuff.
Done that in one season.
Modern football, goals are mostly happening across the front 3 from the outside attacking positions. How many people got like world-class number nines that are just getting it done. It's not like it even was 5 years ago. So here's the thing. Tony is the hold-up guy. He's one of the only guys in our club that can really do it. He offers something different. Listen, has he had the best season? No. He's missed some stuff that make me want to just give him. I don't know how you guys used to do it, but you remember back in the day when you were on the school bus and you just roll up and slap someone? I don't know if y'all did that in England, but we call it a wake-up. Bang. You know what it is? Sleep early.
Happy slap, yeah.
Like, I would have slapped Tony like that. But for people to be like, he needs to get out of our club.
What
like
about this comment?
Really good.
They're both
we're certainly after. That's just my opinion.
I think that ends the debate. To be fair, Cody, let's bring you in here because obviously you know I'm Marcel FC, but I hear some of the points that Sean's making, but I want to hear from your perspective first and foremost.
So I've never actually came out and said that you have to sell him. I've always said that he's just not my number 9. That's what it is. He's not my main striker, and this is what it is for me.
Kojo got agenda.
If it's comparing him to Rashford, right?
Let's go.
Yes,
if it's comparing him to Rashford, right? I'm just gonna say it like this: Rashford last season stayed on the left for the majority of the season. If not, it's maybe on the right, 1 or 2 times in the middle. Martial was your main striker down the middle. They both scored 17. A man that was a number 9 striker, getting most opportunities, doing link-up play, doing hold-up play, got the same amount of goals as the guy on the wing who was doing up and down with Luke Shaw or someone else. But bar that point, I'm not a numbers guy. I don't like to do numbers and all that. To me, that's rubbish. The simple fact about Martial is this. I have sympathised with the fact that he's played middle, left, middle, left. He's gone back and forth. And then when he finally hit form in one season under Mourinho, Sanchez came in. Suddenly he was benched for no reason, didn't make sense. I give him all of that. Trust me, it's not a thing where I'm just against him. But if you are a striker and you finally hit a 17-goal season, which is quite good in the league, and you get 20-something overall, that's a good start. But you have to elevate that, because if the team is looking to elevate and they're trying to get better, and you've checked the points this season compared to last season, the points is better by like 12, 13 points. So we're in a much better position than last season. Yet his contribution is much less, which makes me question his importance to Manchester United right now. Now, if you're talking about goals, right, as a striker, hold on, I'm coming. If you're talking about goals as a striker, you have to consider this. Now, the reason why he's been benched for Cavani is because he's not outperformed Cavani. Remember, bear in mind, Cavani has not started consistently from like beginning of the season to about maybe mid-December. It's really recent that we've seen Cavani as the main number 9 ahead of Martial. But Martial's not been scoring the goals. This hold-up play, this link-up nonsense that I love it. It's good. Back to goal is lovely and stuff. But even then, he likes to take the ball to feet all the time. As a striker, you need your striker to do ball to feet, to make runs, to judge movement. You need to do all those kind of things. That's what you want in your striker. Even if they're the most mobile, you want them to think in different ways. That's why someone like Olivier Giroud can contribute in so many different ways, because he knows how to play the striker position better than Anthony Martial. So now when it comes to Martial, I have to ask you this, bro. How can your main striker be level on goals with defensive midfielder Scott McTominay?
But to be fair...
No.
Usman,
we can answer.
Let me answer then.
I can answer.
Wait. Hold on. Don't do that to be fair thing. I'm just asking the question. I'm asking the question now. I want a simple answer.
Cavani's got 7 as well, though.
No, that's fine. Cavani hasn't been a main starter. Cavani's completed 90 minutes 4 or 5 times max in the whole season. Max, until recently when he's been getting 1 or 2 extra, he has not been doing 90 minutes. Martial has been doing 90 minutes. And it's only recently that Martial started to get bet and taken off the pitch at maybe 70th minute if he starts, because if he's not performing, finally he's taken off because we've got another option there. 100%. Last year, there was no option there, so he had to score goals. And he did to an acceptable level. I'll give him that. But this season, and if you had the other season before, it's only one season where he's actually, I say 2 seasons actually, where he's actually got us sitting up on the bottom of our seat saying, yo, this is our guy. I am not convinced right now, especially this season, looking at him, and I will say it again, defensive midfielder, he's not even his position, by the way, but I'm going to call him that right now. Defensive midfielder, Scott McTominay, has the same amount of goals as Martial, and is now, in the last month, producing better finishes than your main number 9. Am I lying, Sean?
Sergio.
Look at
Sergio, you
Cavani's
know better than
finishes
this.
and
You know
no.
ball too much to try to play what you're playing right now.
No,
you know ball
no.
too much
Answer the
to do
question.
this.
Answer this question. Answer the question. I'm not
Bro,
saying
you
I'm
know
not,
ball
no.
too much to do this.
Bro, listen.
He's
Trust
speaking
me.
facts, though. He's speaking
Trust me.
facts.
I'm not.
Scott,
Listen,
Scott
wait.
McTominay has been scoring. Stop. First off, I just said
Wait. Hold on. Let me phrase it better. Let me phrase it better. I said what I said at that last bit was he has produced better finishes overall this month and this season. Oh, not this season. This month than Anthony Martial alone.
But he's done better than Rashford this month as well. You could say.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not here doing Rashford propaganda. Bun that guy as well. Because me and Usmaan rip on him about his decision making, so we can get on to him after. Don't worry about it. Trust me, I'm here for both of them. But are you convinced right now that this man is the man to be your number 9 going forward? Bearing in mind he's about to reach his peak years and he's not hit a 20-goal season in the league yet.
Not under this manager. Because
you think the manager's the problem?
No, hold up. Would you let me finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jerry's scoring from as a CDM, which the fact is, just because you're playing in a 2, Scott McTominay, anytime he's played as a CDM, Scott McPassion, is terrible. When he's allowed to play as an 8 and get forward and move into the box, we've seen improvement and he scores. If he's just Scott McTominay can't be a holding 6. He just can't. Sorry.
That's yeah, I know.
But I'm gonna say this. Here's the thing. We play a specific type of a system that here we got to be real honest. Does our strikers get chances? Do we create chances for our strikers? I don't see a lot. We don't.
Okay.
We listen. I watch Liverpool from time to time. I see this dude Mo Salah get one-on-ones with the keeper almost every game, and it takes him 4 to score 1 because he's overrated and a scrub. But let me say this. At the end of the day, do I think that Anthony Martial is our main striker going forward, number 9? No, I'm not trying to have that debate. I love the guy. I thought the question was he should be sold because he's a scrub, because that's what I'm seeing.
No.
And
he's not a scrub.
The guy
Listen,
he makes our play and makes a lot of things happen. Now, here's the thing that's killing me with Tony. We know how cold of a finisher he's been. Yes. And this year, he's just cold. Not because he's cold like that, because he's been terrible. So I get it. But for people are so reactionary to go from a guy who had pretty much, I think, the most open play goals in the Prem last year. He was one of the top. No pens or nothing. To like this year, he's just he needs to be gone. Get him out of my club. He's a scrub. Scott McPassion is better than Pogba. That's just our fan base. These guys don't know ball. The fact is, people don't know ball. They know running around, kissing the badge, sliding on their knees, and acting like this and that. When the fact is, man, these guys want to make you think that McPassion's better than Pogba.
I've got a comment from Ali because he's made a few, but this one is obviously is a really good comment. Does Martial get in a position to take chances? He doesn't bust a goal.
I was about to say,
making fluffing his chances. You've got. Look, I'm a huge fan, but you've got to say Cavani.
Does Messi run ever?
No, we can't. Come on,
no.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
You're not comparing him to Messi, Sean.
Guys that don't run all over the place like psychos. Does the Sergio Aguero? The fact that you have to understand the system in which these guys are playing.
Sean, you missed the question. Sean, you missed the question. It's not about whether they run. Well, obviously that is a factor, but it's about running into the right areas and moving the ball to get into. Like for example, Giroud.
But if anyone should be able to teach him, shouldn't it be Oli?
No, I don't think that's what.
No, but he has to take some accountability. It's not just Oli has to do this and Oli has to do that. Bro, there's certain times here. I get that, but there's certain times.
If he's that, I'm gonna use another word I've learned from you guys. If he's that thick that he can't think, if he can, that Ollie's teaching him all this stuff and he's not listening, then ship him out.
Right, Jerry, go on. Yeah, I was gonna say
what was I gonna say? Sometimes he needs to take accountability for himself. Like every single time, ball to feet. You're playing as a striker. He's moving like our Firmino, and I don't want that. He is. All this link up
there. To be fair,
nah, man. I want goals, bro. You're supposed to be the main striker. You got your number 9.
He's world class. Firmino's world class. They've been saying it for years.
Don't listen to them. Don't listen. That fan base told us to do a Premier League XI, and accommodate Firmino so Henry can go left wing.
Exactly, man.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Y'all have me done at the fact that y'all done said Rashford's better than Tony. I'm just done.
No. I said
I'm here for whatever.
No,
I'm saying it.
No, let me review that comment.
No,
I'm gonna say it again. He's better on the left than Martial. I'm not saying he's a better player, but I'm saying he's more productive on the left. Ah, cool. Ricardo, you can say
Got an agenda.
Martial, you know what pisses me off as well? Martial, yeah. The fact that he can't play on the right as well. Like, why do we have to shift Rashford all the time to the right? Like, I don't like Greenwood always comes off, and I don't know why. Like, is it to accommodate Martial?
But we ain't ready for that discussion.
Nah, I'm ready, bro, because I don't get it. I don't get it.
Okay, I'm not, man. I've been off too long, so I got too much stored up. I don't know if it's hate. But here's the thing: it's easier to take off a Mason than it is a Marcus. So sometimes when Ollie does that, it's a coward move.
It is.
There are times that Marcus is terrible, should come off, but he's the big personality. He's the MBE. So
no, he's the guy that'll get the goals. That's why.
No.
I disagree. Rashford stays on because he's the one. Him and Bruno are go-to guys. Exactly. The output is high, so he has to stay on. Martial, I don't know why what game was it? Was it Arsenal he came on? Why is he coming on? Like, I don't get it. Why?
What do you mean why he's coming on?
No, because Green was there, put Rashford back to the left, Green went on the right. But we have to accommodate and put Rashford
Listen,
on the right.
if you're going to try to figure out why substitutions happen or don't happen at Manchester United under this regime, I get it.
But it doesn't make sense to me.
It's like for like every time. It's 94th minute. We don't know what's going on. Just allow it. That's another word.
All right, but you made a point. You made a point about if he's not learning, then I'll put it to you like this. In the last 2 games, I'll say 2 games because, again, his decision-making is very, very questionable. But in the last 2 games alone, we've seen Rashford start to make different moves in the middle as a player in terms of like finding spaces. And when he's 1-on-1 with the keeper, he's now starting to try and he's not very good at it, I'm not going to lie to you, but he's trying to now finesse his finishes. So he's starting to...
You're about Rashford?
Yeah, so he's starting to try and learn...
Bro, his finishing's been dog shit, man.
No. That's what I said. That's what I said. I literally just said his decision-making is still crap. Yeah. And his finishing hasn't been good, but I see the application of that. He's trying to change things about how he plays.
Can I read this comment out? Because this is exactly my thoughts on the whole debate. And I will, don't worry, Akil, I know that I was talking about Martial's mentality. I will get that and ask the guys. But anyways, this is my thoughts. I've not read the whole thing, so bear with me. Rashford's performance have not been that much better than Martial's. The difference is he gets more goals and assists to show. Rashford has been making poor decisions in front of goal. Listen, my thoughts, just to give my 10 cents, and obviously I know Jerry's got his thoughts, but I honestly think Rashford has been dog shit this season, and a lot of people aren't going to agree with that because his stats. Let me explain. But he's compared to last season, right? No, I'll explain to you.
Watch you.
No. So last season his stats were brilliant. This season his stats are very good as well. Rashford's stats are good this season, so that's why people aren't even looking into it. But I don't base my opinion on the stats. I base my opinions on the IQ test. So let me give you a scenario, right? So this season, okay, Martial missed chances and they've all been highlighted because he's not scoring elsewhere. But the thing with Rashford is he has scored important goals, but he's just constantly making wrong decisions all the time. The amount of attacks that Rashford has cost us, and I know people can say, well, that's the same with every player. You can say the same for Martial, but Martial's getting the smoke. The only reason Rashford isn't getting the smoke is because everyone bases football performances on goals and assists. Rashford was absolutely dog shit.
Where do I send the offering? Is this
Rashford
church?
Was absolutely
Church right there. Where do I send the honorarium? I just need to
listen, no West Ham, yeah. No, that West Ham.
Someone bring the bucket up. Bring the bucket up.
The only person in attack that did anything was Martial. He was holding the ball. He was trying to make something happen. And obviously, I know he did better when he went on the left wing. And I'm not saying he did anything good. I'm not saying he was a 7 or an 8 or a 9. Obviously, he wasn't any of them numbers. But he was probably a 6. But the reason it wasn't any higher was because nobody's running off him. Like, there was nobody, no one's trying to link up the play. And the issue with Man United attack is at the moment, the difference with Cavani is his ability in the air is making a difference. Hence why we're getting more assists from crosses and his movement. So that's why he gets away with it in that sense. But if you took away our crosses, again, obviously I know it's a stupid comment, but how many goals does Cavani score in intricate play?
Okay.
How many did he score, Kojo? Next to none, because there's no one there.
No, that's fair.
And
That's
Martial is
fair.
suffering from that.
But
That's
look
down
at the
to
West
team as
Ham
well.
go alone. The West Ham go alone. Tony picks the ball up, beats people,
Yeah,
going
but
down,
Sean, I'm
makes
not
it
gonna
happen, puts
Sean,
the
I'm not
ball
gonna
in the
credit- I'm
box.
not gonna
Marcus
credit
just
for-
taps it
I'm
off.
not going to credit him for that because I could have done that. He's running straight line. I'm
just
no,
saying.
what a header. I would have done that.
He doesn't
Come
get
on,
credit for the stuff
basics,
he's
man,
doing.
come
He
on.
doesn't get credit for build-up
That's
play, stuff he's
basic.
doing.
Yeah, thank
Sean,
you.
we
Come
have
on,
a bunch
man.
of
Come
people
on, man.
that can actually create in our team.
Sean, come on, man. You got the ball, he ran up in the straight line and played on to the left wing. Then won a
What I'm
header.
saying, who
Like,
else is doing
basic.
it though?
bro,
Who's
we always
creating
do that
our
on counter.
team?
This is why every time when we do a post-match call-in on Usman's beautiful Usman Talks United show, make sure after
Right,
United,
subscribe. 1K
by the way,
is coming.
anyone
bruv.
that's new here
Subscribe,
after every United game, Usman Talks United, we do a fan call-in, come in, tune in,
Come have your say,
join the
man.
show. Yo, let's come in, talk the football. You know what I'm saying? It's wavy. That's a plug for my random. But
Roll
anyway,
to 1K. Roll to 1K.
road to
Yes,
1K,
man, I
bro.
love
Hey,
that.
road to
Appreciate
1.1K, bro. We're going further. You know what I'm saying? But no, so every time I come onto this thing, and anytime it's a draw or a loss, even if it's a win, I always talk about the movement up front. For always, because I say it, Rashford's decision making is poor. Like he'll beat players, he'll be a good run of play, and then when he gets to the final third, he has to do the right thing. 3 times out of 10, he does it, which is not good enough. Fair. Anthony Martial, he's finishing this year as much as Rashford as well has been poor. But if he is the
Agreed.
striker, I have to go for his main attribute as a striker and ask him what is he doing with his finishing. If you're a striker, the first thing I should look for in your game is your finishing, not your hold up play, not your speed, not your. I need to know how good you are with your finishing with your feet and with your head. That's for me. So if he's not doing that to the level that I believe he can do it at, that he was doing last season, I have to question the way he was doing this season, because the seasons beforehand, bar I'll say his first season and second season, because he was more of a youngster coming through bit by bit, settling, he wasn't doing that. But last year, he finally got his role as the main number 9 under a manager that gave him that position. No questions asked. You are the number 9. You got your number back. You gave us numbers. And then this year, you've reverted back to type. What has happened? That's what I have to question him.
Yeah, I think it is mentality. I do think so.
Exactly. But at the same time, I always talk about movement because Usman will say, I've said it so many times.
Yeah.
The one player I always talk about, even when I know he's old and he's going to leave, is Mata. We talk about Bruno Fernandes wasting passes. His best link up always happens with one Mata because despite his
100%.
lack of speed, because his intelligence is higher on the pitch, he knows when to make the move and he always finds the pass in behind the defense, and then we can create something. The one time, and this is what I think Jerry was talking about when someone made a comment about busting the gut.
Yeah.
When Bruno Fernandes made a run and played it back, he didn't bust the gut to get his head in there first and win the header. He was second. He didn't try for it. Last year, even though he scored 17, the game that we beat City at 2-0 at Old Trafford, he scored in that goal. He scored a volley. But remember, there was a back pass that Ederson messed up. If he used his actual speed, Ederson doesn't get there first in no way whatsoever. But he doesn't do it. It's those small things that take you go from like, he's my boy. That make you go from that. This is what I said about Rashford. Rashford's decision making right now it's made him go from a good player to potentially great. Whereas if he had the decision making on point, he will be a great player to potentially world class. Yeah. Because those are the small differences that he's missing. Martial for me is a good striker that's potentially great, but I don't see a ceiling past that great because he's not doing the things that I need in my striker to push. And I'm not even trying to compare it to Andy Cole's and Van Nistelrooy's. Even Louis Saha. Louis Saha was a good striker, but it was his application as a striker. Hold the ball up, does it. Behind the defense, does it. Alan Smith, for his brief period, even him, behind the defense, does it. Going in behind, check the game against Roma. He was giving them hell. Alan Smith was injured for 9 months. Came back against Roma and gave them hell in that 7-1. So that's what I want from Anthony Martial. I need that application. But if he's not doing it, and a 33-year-old man who should not be pressing the way he does is doing it more than him,
embarrassing him,
then I have to ask you the question.
Yeah.
You are now 20, you're going to be 26 years old.
25,
You're going to be 26. And you've been here for 6 years. And the harsh reality of football from young to old is if you've been there for a number of years, people are going to ask you, what have you delivered overall that makes us say you are number 9? And for anyone that's a Man United fan, he has to get used to the fact that this is a gigantic club. 17 once and no more than 11 in your other previous seasons. they're not looking at you good. That's why I have to rate him on.
Yeah, no. Listen, I can't disagree.
Can't rate him on Jose years, man.
No,
Let's
yeah,
talk
no,
about
you have to. Everyone.
Look how Jose did, man.
You can't. Jose is a football terrorist.
Jose was
But,
moving.
listen,
Jose's moving mad out here.
Listen, Sean, I just gotta add regarding the Martial thing. Look, I hear the thing. I think for me personally, again, look, his finishing has been poor, so I can't defend that at all.
Yeah.
I think the one thing I've noticed about this season compared to last season, and I'm sure Jerry, you guys would be able to pick up on this as well. The front three last season were way more fluid. In terms of the movement from Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood, and I think a lot of them benefit that because, in particular, if you look at Greenwood's goals, a lot of obviously somewhat individual brilliance, don't get me wrong, but quite a lot of the goals last season we scored was because a lot of the guys were playing 1-2s of each other. Rashford was setting on Martial and vice versa. This season that's not happened, and again, I'm not excusing Martial's poor season because it's not acceptable. However, let me give you a scenario, or let me give you an example. So last season, right, when Rashford was injured, Martial's form drastically dipped because he was missing Martial. His link up with Martial, it was important for his success, and vice versa. Rashford was fit. He was playing with Dan James up front. Martial was injured. Rashford couldn't hit a barn door. Rashford generally couldn't score. This season, Rashford's stats have been good. Martial's stats haven't been good. So people can say, well, Rashford's not scoring. Rashford got 16 or something, which is brilliant. It's actually really, really good. And statistically, he's on for a good season. But the issue is with Martial, he's not having the same sort of fluidity in the front three. Greenwood's been on form. Martial obviously has been on form. Rashford's not really been doing it. Like, minus his goal scoring, they haven't been linking up. Like, they were people were saying, oh, Andy Cole and Dwight York last season. Obviously not on the level, but in terms of link up, how many goals have they scored this season, right? That Rashford and Martial have set each other up. I can name you so many goals last season off the top of my head that Rashford directly assisted Martial or vice versa. And they haven't even been setting each other up. It's not like most of Martial's chances have been sitters. I'm not denying that. But how many of them have come from Rashford? Next to none of them. So this is the thing I'm saying is, again, I'm not defending Martial. He has to be putting the numbers on the board. I hear that. But what I'm saying is that he's struggling because he's not playing in a similar sort of style of football that he benefited last season. And no, I'm not saying build a team around Martial because he's got Bruno behind him. He's got X, Y, and Z behind him. I just think he's low on confidence at the moment. I still think the quality is there.
Yeah.
His confidence is gone. The goals he scored against Southampton, man didn't even celebrate. Like, he's in his head, he's thinking, well, this is 2 goals, but it's not doing enough. I haven't done nothing. Like, do you know what I mean? He knows himself, man. It's quite evident. Who doesn't celebrate? Look at Dan James the way he celebrates. But the point I'm making is that Martial hasn't benefited from the system because at the moment, and this is almost the same as Rashford, a lot of our performances, i.e. Rashford as well, are getting papered over the crack. So, for example, we beat certain teams and people are forgetting how shit we played in those games. It's the same with Rashford. He's scoring a goal, X, Y, Z, and people are actually forgetting how poor he's played this game. If people are saying about Bruno Fernandes, like, oh, you know, he plays poorly and he puts some numbers, that's fine because he's a calm or whatever. I don't mind that. But that West Ham game, Rashford was like a 2 out of 10. Like, comfortably 2 out of 10. He did absolutely nothing apart from running to a crowd of people with the ball at 99 pace and then, oh shit, I've lost the ball. I run at your player, don't get me wrong, but have a bit of intelligence about it. Don't just run in a straight line. What do you expect is going to happen? You're going to get tackled. And he got an assist, so it's all forgotten. So statistically, people say, well, Rashford got the match-winning assist or whatever you want to class it, McTominay got the goal. But the point I'm making is Rashford's season, it's basically been like Man United. We've been poor for large parts, and we've had a couple of moments of brilliance that has covered up the overall sort of situation. So Rashford, although he's had a lot of moments of brilliance because he's got a lot of goals, if you look at the whole 90 minutes in that game, he's probably like 3 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10. How many games has he actually impacted compared to his ability? I look at Rashford and Martial. I think man should be like Hazard. Like, they need to be on Hazard, like when Hazard's on smoke. That's what I'm looking at. So I'm not defending either of them. They're both not been good enough. The only difference is Rashford statistically has been brilliant. So it depends how you look at it. Look, at the end of the day, if you look at it statistically, let's just say Martial's got 15. Let's just say he scored all those chances. He's obviously not going to, but let's say he's taken all those chances. For me, he still wouldn't have a good season because he's been playing shit. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if he scores all these chances and he starts to put numbers on the board, people are going to be like, oh, well, Martial's back. I guarantee if he scores, it's not going to happen, really. But if he scores 8 goals in the next 6 games, which he can do, and he's on 14.
Kojo being here apologizing, talking
Everyone's,
about I don't know what I was thinking.
Everyone's going to be tweeting, Martial's back. Martial hates to apologize, and this is the point. He's not playing well. Like, you got to look at the performances. Martial throughout the season on a 2 out of 10. I just think if Rashford's only like having those moments of brilliance, but that's
I get that. Can
I ask you guys a question?
Go through, yeah.
There's one thing that's vexing me, right? So I didn't play the world football, or as we say in America, soccer at a high level. I've just played with my friends. But I played basketball and baseball both at high levels. And in baseball, we had something called the yips. The yips is when it gets in your head. You have some routine plays that you always make, and all of a sudden you make a mistake, and it gets in your head to where you start, bottling it, so to speak. And so I'm just curious for you guys that have played a lot of footy. Could Tony be going through something like that? Because there are some finishes that you and I know that I've seen him miss stuff this year. There's no
one
way
he missed against West. The PSG
is it mental? I mean, the strikers go through stuff like
that.
that.
It's the PSG ones that hold me.
That was
because he actually had a good game, but then he just bottled the chances. Like he played well. We actually played well that day. If he scores them goals, we're still in the Champions League. But I just gotta get this comment on Jerry, then obviously we'll get your thoughts. United, Ellis, obviously you guys probably know off Twitter. Only four players in Europe, top 5 leagues have more goal contribution than Marcus Rashford this season. Again, statistically, he's been brilliant. I'm not even denying that. But can you honestly?
Luke Shaw creates the most chances as any defender now in the league because he's taking corners.
Look at this at the start. So he's a top 4 in the world in terms of goal contribution this season, right? If you actually look at those stats, you think he's on an 8, 9, or a 10. As a whole season. As a Manchester United fan to watch every single minute he's played, can you honestly tell me he's at 8, 9, or 10?
No,
he hasn't been. No, he hasn't.
What I was gonna say is, at the end of the day, Rashford and Martial, they've both been dead. But I know you don't want to go to the stats, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing we can. What's the word? I can't even say it. Separate them because if Martial
use the stats to back your agenda. Jerry.
No,
say it with your chest, fam.
I will, because we can't just forget stats. Like, I get it. I test Rashford. He's so frustrating to watch the decision making. I mean, I remember Arsenal. I remember PSG away. We could have put the game to bed. Like, his decision making is very, very bad.
Honestly, God, I'm surprised I broke my.
But he this season has been our go-to guy for the important moments. And Martial, unfortunately, he's not doing it now. Now you said if Martial scores the next 8 goals in the next whatever games, then we can say he's back. We can say he's back because last year.
I don't think we can. And the reason being, and I don't know if Coach is going to agree with this or not, but the reason I won't say he's back unless he continues it for the rest of the season, because I'm a strong believer on purple patches. Like, I don't, Martial, right? He might just be a purple patch kind of guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Every striker has that. He's going through a ridiculously bad time at the moment. And I think for me personally, I'm not going to say he's back until I see performances. I'm not looking. He can score 8 goals and drop 7 out of 10. I want to see, like, not West Ham game, right? A lot of people were slagging Martial off on that game. I was actually happy with his performance. I'm not going to say it was good, but what I'm saying is I saw something in him that I've not seen in a long time. He was looking after the ball, finally. Like, he didn't have anyone to play the ball to, but at least he was doing what I expect from a number 9, look after the ball and try and bring people into the game. He hasn't been doing that. And like, you can say, look at Pogba, for example. Pogba is the most perfect example for what I'm trying to illustrate in terms of what I'm trying to explain. Paul Pogba, statistically, people know this season, since he's come back after Rio's comments, statistically, he's not actually that good. He's been clutch, though. Statistically, people said Souček's got more goals than Pogba. What do you think everyone's going to be saying on social media?
I get your point.
Souček's better than Pogba. Again, I'm not saying Martial he's not doing goals or performances, so this doesn't apply to him. But the point I'm making is, if you actually watch Pogba's performances, he pisses on Souček comfortably, and that is without the goals, because Pogba's been absolutely pivotal to everything successful. But has he got a goal for it? Has he got an assist to show for it? Absolutely nothing. If the season ended tomorrow, people would be saying, well, Pogba, and if you had a debate with someone, they'll say, well, Pogba's not a good season because he's got no goals and assists, because everyone just judges on that. The thing is, performance-wise, Rashford has been clutch. That is the difference. Rashford's the only difference between the two of them this season is Rashford obviously is goal return, but he's been clutch. Like the Wolves moment, and obviously against West Ham, when it mattered, he got the key. He got the key assist, and I think that's what has separated them at the moment.
Yeah, that's basically
which is really important in football. Obviously, don't get me wrong.
But this is why. Sorry to cut
go
off, bro. But this is why at the beginning, I didn't use a striker with a striker. I used McTominay and Martial just because I want. It's not even to shame Martial. I need to highlight the fact that he's not been doing for me what his main job is. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Because I can forgive you playing 4 out of 10 game, but if you score 2 goals, for me, you've done your job. You're the striker. You've done your thing. I don't care about the rest. If you score goals, I'm good. Or like Sean says, if you play back to goal, you bring players in and you contribute to 2 assists, my friend, you've done what you've needed to do. You know what I'm saying?
He's not been doing that. That is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why
for me, it's not about the goals. It's about his performances. It's not being good.
Exactly, and that's why like Rashford. That's the reason why Rashford gets away with it. Is because, for example, against West Ham, again, yeah, he dropped a 2 out of 10, but he assisted McTominay, so he'll get away with it. And in this world of football right now, where everything's about stats, because we used to get gassed off your Kakas, Shevchenkos, and all that because of the caliber of goals.
Look at Ronaldinho, man. Like his stats
exactly. They're kind of the caliber. It's not exactly, but they'll call them shit now. But back then,
yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Compared to what what deemed as good,
exactly. But you know, even Hazard, like even me, I didn't discredit him on my own podcast, but I used to say you can't put him next to Bale and Neymar because on top of their performances also being a high level at that time for Barca and Real Madrid, their numbers were clear of his. It took him to his last season at Chelsea to finally hit 20. They were doing that for their clubs comfortably. Do you know what I'm saying? But they were putting the performances on top of that anyway. So if you want to do performances and stats, they were good. That's why I was saying about Bruno dropping stinkers, but he's getting numbers. But people are like, oh, yeah, but you're saying he's dropping stinkers. Do you don't like him? He's still contributing one way or another. He's a match winner. That's what I want Martial to get back to.
Yeah.
I think with Bruno, too, one of the problems is that if you put his, if you want to go like Jerry and use the stats here, I just messaged Jerry. Jerry, I'm just playing.
It's cool.
If you look at Bruno across all of Europe, he doesn't turn the ball over much different than, say, a KDB or other high-level creators. It's just how he turns it over at times. You know what I mean? So there are sometimes he makes a ridiculous, the ball's coming his way, instead of taking a half turn like, say, Donnie would and make a smart pass, he tries something spectacular all the time. And I think that messes up his stats a little bit too much. And for people that coach and people with high football IQ like Kojo, it drives them crazy when they watch him trying things.
All right, Sean, piss off. Me and Jerry, we just started like together now.
I'm saying,
it's calm.
person right now that doesn't turn the ball over. I just checked the stats across Europe. The 2 players that have high involvement and don't have really high turnovers are man like Short Socks, Peaky Blinders, Captain Jack.
Stop.
And
as soon as you said Short Socks, I knew what I was talking about.
Oh, Grealish. Sorry, shit.
Yeah. Grealish. Man,
sorry.
The Peaky Blinders, bro. That's who he is.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how much hair gel sponsorships we could get at United if we signed?
They would call him Beckham straight away because of the hair.
Yeah, 100. Listen, I just want to speed up a bit because obviously I haven't even mentioned Van de Beek or Scott. I didn't expect this to go on for this long. But there's a comment here. But quite a few people kind of hear what I've said. They've said basic agreements. Oh, flipping out, Tim. I think off 1 second. There we go. I'm back. Just trying to scroll on my phone. Yeah, so people talking about Greenwood again. Another example.
It's the draw, It's the draw now.
Everton have got Man City apparently.
Is it? Oh, mate.
You mean Man City didn't get the weakest team in the whole draw?
You prick,
finally.
Come on.
They must not have heated the balls up.
Stop, yeah. We'll just get Chelsea now, fuck's sake. But anyways, don't we'll keep you up to date with the draw as well, or you'll probably keep us up to date. So someone's talking about Greenwood. He hasn't scored, but of late he's been really good. And I would agree with that sentiment. Again, people will say, well, he's not scored in God knows how many games, but performances is what I'm looking at. So if someone speaks to me about Greenwood, I say, well, he's playing all right at the moment. I don't care about stats. I think we've got Leicester away.
Leicester away. What's that? What's that?
Man.
Well, that was short-lived. That was short-lived enjoyment. He got a
3-1 win.
We got a chance. Anyways,
mate.
Anyways, let's move on to Van de Beek. And we'll finish on Scotty and Fred, because Fred on that West Ham game, oh my God, not the film Purge. After that game, if I could kill someone, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm thinking. Man's passing was suspect, to say the least, should we say. Anyways, let's move on to Van de Beek, right? Some people saying, oh, Van de Beek's had his chance. What are your thoughts? I don't understand why there's a video going around about Van de Beek looking over and he's getting sold and people are getting emotional. Oh, look at him, he's so upset. What are you talking about? He's acting like he's never been sold before in his life. Like, listen, Sean, no, Jerry, we'll start with you actually.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Van de Beek? Because obviously he's played 70 minutes or so, he got substituted off. There's this whole nonsense about, oh, look, he's getting substituted off again. Not getting a chance. Do you think it's his chance to shine or Pogba's injured, or do you think that's not going to happen?
I hope so, because I remember when we signed Van de Beek, it was like, yeah, squad depth. If Bruno or Pogba gets injured, he goes straight in. I don't think that's going to happen, because right now, I think the starting lineup picks itself. You got
James put Gina said Donny. I didn't see this. Donny should leave Man United. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like I was saying, the team picks itself right now. You got McFred in the midfield, and then you got Bruno in the 10. Like, I'm sorry, but Donny ain't gonna get game time, even if Pogba's injured.
Is he a 10? Is he a 10 for you though?
Yeah, I was about to get to that, because that number 10. There's two types of number 10s that I think. There's the creator, and then there's the. I think he's more of a second striker number 10, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I think that.
The last game, I was expecting more. Like, I was expecting him to demand the ball and get on the ball and start popping it off and start creating. But it looked like he was making runs in the box and just trying to score. Like, he wasn't really trying to be involved in the game. So I was kind of surprised about that. But
were you surprised about how many times they got ignored? That it must have been about 50 times in that one game. Made a run, Materazzi.
Yeah, made a run, and the ball never came. Yeah, I was getting frustrated because I know that he's trying, that he wants to make stuff happen. But I'm thinking, should he play midfield? Like, I want to see him in centre mid, double pivot, if he can play there, because Fred, that game, his passing was wow.
Don't worry, we'll get on to Fred in a second.
It was.
I've got a whole segment from Fred.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
Oh God, yeah. No, I hear the double pivot. I'm kind of in that sort of back bracket. To be fair, Jab's taking the words literally out of my mouth. That's what I was gonna say. Donny's a facilitator like Shinji Kagawa. He creates spaces, definitely. Yeah, I was thinking same. Uncle Jem knows ball in it as Sean would say. No, I'm joking. Sean, coming to you, bro. What are your thoughts on Van de Beek? Did he do enough for you to warrant the start and against the mighty West Brom, or what are your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are Van de Beek and Ajax played as a box-to-box 8 the majority of the time, right side of the midfield, and a 4-3-3 for the most part, but he also played all around the midfield. He can play 10. In our situation, he can play up on the right. He could also play a holding role, even though that's not his best role. The problem is we don't play 4-3-3, and the problem with Donny Van de Beek is styles make fights, and the problem is his style of play, what he's been taught, doesn't work with Ollie's style of coaching, because Ollie's style of coaching is
so what you're saying is that he's been taught the right way.
I didn't say that. No, there's more than one way to skin a cat, they say.
Right.
So Ollie has a style of play, but in the attacking sense, a lot of times, people joke and call it Vibes FC. It's not just Vibes FC. There's a certain philosophy and a certain type of player that fits Ollie's system. Donny Van de Beek is a one-touch type player. He needs smart, intelligent players around him. He's looking to get the ball. Look, he's our most press-resistant player. He can get the ball in the half turn. One touch gone, two touch gone.
I saw a stat, right? Listen to this.
That's how he focuses, and he don't work well with all
I've seen the start, right, from Van de Beek's West Ham game. 70 minutes. Listen to this. Is a ridiculous start. So in his 70-minute contribution, someone did the stats for how many touches he's taken on average each time he receives a ball. 80% of his engagement on the ball was 2 touches.
I'm not surprised.
That is absolutely. If you actually think about how crazy that is really, really.
Yeah, that's how we play. That's the Ajax way. That's what they do.
And that's the thing. Here,
imagine all of our players did that. Imagine how quickly we moved the ball.
I know it's so slow. Maguire taking 20 touches in that.
Why? Honestly, if I see Maguire taking 5 touches one more time, and I see him in real life, I can't say what I do. Bro,
Matic will do that too.
Oh, that is another one. Oh, man.
Bro, it pisses me off.
It gets me so angry.
I'm sat there screaming, you're not Paul Scholes.
Oh, Usmaan, you just took the words out of my mouth. Oh, my days.
You're not Scholes.
Thank
All
you.
you got to do, Maguire, is do your defending,
And
pass the ball to the midfielders.
Get back.
I just don't think that Van de Beek suits Ollie's coaching style, to be honest.
No, Ollie's coaching style don't suit Man United. That's the point.
Well, I'm not getting into that. That's not what we're talking about right now. I'm just saying people act like this guy is all of a sudden trash when he's a great system player. He's used to playing certain ways that we don't play. And
it's that us having Firmino, right? Again, I know Firmino's not going through, and that's like, I banter him all the time. But look, Firmino and that little, when they won the league, etc. Firmino, right? Imagine he was at Man United playing like that, it wouldn't work. Like, as you said, he's a player that fits a certain style, and that style is passing the ball quickly, 2 touches, basically.
Trent is a perfect example. Trent. I'm saying he's a system baller. Trent is a system baller, and now that he can't do certain things they've been doing, he's been garbage. But because he spams in 100 crosses a game, people act like he's a goat. He's not.
Sean's speaking facts today. Look, I'm not going to go and stand the Trent because, I've got Luke Shaw. I don't have to worry about that.
Trent can't defend to save his life,
Yeah, he can't. He really can't. But Coach, what are your thoughts on Van de Beek?
B-Tech wannabe Beckham.
Do you think it's the system? Do you think it's the position? Do you think it's a lack of confidence, lack of minutes? What do you put it down to at the moment?
It's a mixture of all things. Bear in mind, how can you put a 2-touch midfielder in a midfield with Fred and McTominay expecting to shine?
Thank you.
Doesn't make sense. This is the same way.
You have to make Fred be Conte. That's it. Anything else?
Yeah, it's the same way.
No, it was.
He can't be Pogba.
It was Fred Titch. It wasn't even McTominay didn't start.
Oh, there you go. See, but then Fred is another. McTominay is another one who takes. Matic is another one who takes like
2 minutes touches.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Like if you want someone to thrive and you bring them to the team, first the thing you do is notice what makes them good, and there's been a scary trend where people are starting to criticize Ajax players and say they're only good in their system and all that. It's like, no, you sign them to teams that don't play any similar style whatsoever.
How does that make sense when Ajax have literally produced the best talent in the world?
For years.
And they've gone to every other team in the world.
And they are so adaptable to so many places. They've always been like that. So when they say these things, I'm like, all right, cool. So you're watching him, and it's quite clear that you put him in midfields that it can't happen. Bear in mind, Usmaan, you said it. I think you said it. Was it Carabao Cup? No, was it Carabao Cup when we played Everton? We beat them 3-1 or 2-1, where he had his best performance.
It was 2-0. It was 2-0.
2-0, and he played that game, and lo and behold, he had midfielders who had 1-2 with him.
5-0 that we beat Leipzig as well, actually.
And lo and behold, he had players that had 1-2s with him. He also had a forward line that was doing 1-2s, and I think it actually worked well with Martial because. You're talking about Martial doing back to goal stuff.
Martial needs people next to him, and I've noticed that he can't.
Martial, if he holds the ball up and next touches a pass to Van de Beek and he moves.
But this is what I mean. The thing with Martial, I don't go into him too much later, but Martial was benefiting a lot of Bruno being close to him. In terms of, when they were playing, obviously doing well, and Rashford as well. But I think Van de Beek's another person. He likes to have the ball to his feet, and he doesn't want to dwell on it. He wants to move it quickly. He wants to pop it. Do we play that? No, because like you said, everybody else has the ball. It's like they've got a mantra. When they come into character, they're like, you must have 6 touches today. 6 touches on the ball every time you got the ball. So when you play, sometimes you coach and you say you only have 3 touches. Yeah, our players can't do that because
they'll feel miserable.
Dead. Their man's gonna be dead. They'll be like 3 touches. What? This is blasphemy. This is blasphemy. I tell you.
Usmaan, you coach. Usmaan, you coach. Yeah, you coach just as I do. Is it not funny when you get players to do like a little pig in the middle rondo sort of session, and you say, guys, 2 touches, and they go, 2 touches.
What? 2?
What? Crying over taking 1 touch and passing it on.
One touch.
Man. This is funny.
They're scared. They're scared.
Should I tell you what that shows you, coach? Should I tell you what that is? People that can play on 2 toes, that shows how good their technical ability is, obviously, innit? And their awareness.
And their touch.
Intelligence, IQ, technical ability, touch, obviously, and awareness. That if anything, right, that stat that whoever put it on Twitter, sorry, I can't shout you out. I can't remember who it was, but 80% 2 touches is ridiculously high for any footballer, really. So you only the other 20% was 3 touches. So like he's barely people obviously as Jem has rightly said, like, you know, he's a facilitator, and he is for me is perfect in the double pivot without Pogba there. Like if you want to stop quick attacks or just
but is that coaching though? That's all that goes back to Oli again.
It does come down to Oli. Obviously, it does, innit? Of course it does. But in saying that as well, it just comes down to the players next to him because Oli's not telling Mighty to take 5 touches, is he?
No.
I think if he told him to stop doing that rubbish, he will stop, fam. Like Pep, but they play quick, not the slow. Maguire's doing this thing where he's trying to drive into the thing nowadays, and I'm thinking, bro, where are you going? Like, and he does that same pass to the left. Like,
oh
bro.
my god! And when he hits that pass out, I swear to God, on the street, under no pressure,
Oh,
just hits
man.
it out.
And if you're talking about bad passing, how many times does he even find his target?
Exactly.
More often than not, it goes out for a throw. You see Luke Shaw go.
I know, like,
controlling his chest. But Sean, listen, let's talk about bad passing. In fact, we'll leave it till the end. Let's talk about the best knee slides in the league. Scott McTominay has coached said 7 goals. Rashford obviously tweeted McSauce as well. The boys know this. Boys know. Look, Scott for me, and I'm going to say this now on record, right? So what's the minute 55? Let me just clip this. So everyone who always gets this twisted with me, right? So we got, it's a 56 minutes. So McTominay will never be more than a squad player, okay? Please do not get it twisted.
That's standard.
No, but people think because I gassed him that I think he should be starting. No, I
Who are these people?
Because, just my boys on the WhatsApp, we deal with us, man. I look at McTominay like your guy. Shut up, man. I don't think he's good enough to start week in, week out. I just think he's a brilliant squad player. Again, he's brilliant box to box. He's brilliant when he's got the last. This is the issue again. Every time he's had the license to go forward, there's been 3 games he's scored in all 3. So, like, why stop him? Why are you holding him back? Like, he's not.
Oli even said it too. He admitted it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's he doing?
Sean, what's your thoughts, man? On
Because
does he deserve
know.
more credit? Does he deserve more credit? Is Oli not getting the best out of him? Is Oli holding him back?
Deserve more credit. Stop. Listen. These fans
pissed off. He scored some important goals.
Bro, these fans are so reactionary. They have this dude like he's the next Steven Gerrard, you know, or Frank Lampard or some amazing attacking midfield player. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I always give credit when it's due. Score a phenomenal goal. The thing about Scott that I do like is that he gets it in certain matches. I think he's the perfect player to play rivalry games, different things Scott McTominay to me is a perfect squad player because you coach him to have a job, right? He's more of an 8. He fancies himself as a 10. So if you give him attacking license, right? Like for example, like he had against Leeds. First off, when would we since Oli came in with the 4-3-3 originally as an interim, that's the only time he's ever given Pogba any kind of license like that. And look what happened. Pogba's never had that type of freedom. If you coach the system in a way where an 8 really has that freedom, they can do bits. And I think that the thing I always say about McPassion is that, one, he's not a defender. And this idea that he's the next Michael Carrick.
He's the next Goretzka.
Right, yeah, oh, no, man. And we overhype our players so much with a purple cap. I think he's a squad player to have.
I'm messing about.
I should just clip that bit alone.
Oh, shit.
Right tool for the right job. But to say if he's our full-time starter, especially as the holding 6 going forward, guys, we might as well call ourselves Arsenal because we're not winning the league for a minute.
God forbid.
Listen. No.
We're already 7 years in, fam. And it's
no. Listen, one thing I do say to myself every single morning: life could always be worse. Like in every aspect of life, things could always be worse. You could have bad health. You could have obviously no job. You can't have a roof over your head, or you could be an Arsenal fan. So you gotta be grateful in there. So although we're second, we could be 11th. It is what it is. Although we've got McTominay, we could have Xhaka. You know what I mean? It's like it could always be worse. So at least McTominay, he scores, he contributes, he's doing something. Look, it's not about getting overhyped, but the reason I asked the question is he not underappreciated? Does he deserve the credit where I think Coach, I feel like he gets wrongly criticized a lot because people don't understand his actual role. Like in terms of what his role should be, it's not his fault if he's playing week in, week out. That's on Oli. And about what his role should be in the club and what he can be useful for. i.e. scoring goals or running into the box late or contributing like that, you can't knock him. He's scoring against Everton as well. Like that should have been a win. It's not his fault.
Yeah, his eyes closed.
Yeah. To be fair,
He's still scored. Come on, man.
it's because he's what he does when he plays with Bruno and Pogba. Is the point is he's not better going forward than those two. That's just the be all and end all of it. So he's not going to have that same license to go forward unless you play a diamond. But then, Lord have mercy knows I don't want to see Fred sitting in that hole because I think we all know what the end result is. Well, Fred.
To be fair, he hasn't done bad in that diamond. That hole.
He hasn't done
so
bad.
I'm being a bit of a hypocrite here. So
But bro, when you say he hasn't done bad, that's like giving someone a high five for completing a race but not getting top 3.
No, but to be devil's advocate on that, you see this.
You 100 meters with your schoolmates, and then you get there, and then well done. Well done,
yeah, but you remember the Sevilla game in the Europa League when there was him and Pogba. I think he played well in that.
Am I the only one that rates Fred here?
No, I rate Fred.
I rate him. I don't rate his passing. I swear to God, if I see him replacing, I tweet something out, right?
No, you can't replace Pogba, but nobody can.
No, Sean, I tweet something out. This was on his logic, right? After. So basically, he said, "Oh, no Pogba, no problem. Fred, do Pogba." That's literally what he said. I swear, if I see that again, I'm gonna lose.
Who said that?
Man. No, but that's what happened today. He replaced Pogba with Fred.
No.
But
yeah.
In that game against West Ham, that was his role.
Oh yeah.
Terrible. Hold the strings in.
Donny should have came on that time. But
we've got a super red fan coming straight in. Martial out. Fred is average. He needs to go. How is Fred Brazilian players like he is? Congolese. Oh,
come on.
No, we're gonna answer this question very shortly. Coach just fuming with that comment. He's not having it.
The fact is, Fred's stats look at certain things defensively, right?
Yeah.
If you let Fred, for example, play the same way that Conte was played, that's what we need. We need someone to win the ball, give it to somebody else quick.
I'll stay there.
Passes.
Yeah.
If you want him to progress the ball, you're in trouble.
It's not happening.
That is the issue with Fred at the moment, man. He's trying to pass the ball. I don't like it.
And can I say this, Usmaan, just for the love of the crowd? Any of these men out here acting as if Scotty McPassion is better than Pogba because of a game or two, you pagans. That's ridiculous.
I am so happy I came back when you just said that. That was the most disgraceful tweet I've seen in all my years of being on Twitter. And I've had 3 tweeters, had 2 personals and 3 midfield out of control. And that's the worst one I've seen by far. Because he scored a goal in the 116th minute against West Ham in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
men forget that. Listen, men
Pogba
forget
literally carried us in the last
Pogba
month.
scored left-footed.
Pogba literally carried us in the month, like literally. But this is just to add here, right? I know some of you see my tweet, but this is why I turn my notification on Twitter. I'm giving up on that app because people on there with their IQ is fucking so low. I'm not going to entertain it or waste my energy. Like
xenophobia and racism plays a huge part in why people don't like Pogba. Period. If his name was like Scott Johnson and he was English, people would love him. If he was white, oh my gosh, they would be like licking the TV as he's playing because the man oozes greatness. The fact is, people are xenophobic and bigoted, and they can't see past it. That's one reason why, no disrespect, this is a Yank looking from across the pond, that Marcus gets love, Tony don't.
Yeah,
at times it's because of who he is.
From British as well, yeah.
British media, but Maguire doesn't get any smoke. That's what
no time for racist bigots out here.
When Maguire makes a mistake, fuck me, like play the whole Everton team on side on your own when you're 80 million.
Right,
I don't see anyone mentioning it, boy. That was
so basically the moral of the story is go to Greece and be a criminal, you'll be fine.
Bruh.
People forgot about that. It's true. People just forgot about that.
Pogba.
Oh gosh.
Oh God, it is.
You know who I am, sir. I'm the captain of Manchester United. Get out of here. Racist clowns who coming for your cloth. That's another word I've been learning.
If Ollie played that back to him and said, "Bitch, you ain't the captain. I couldn't someone else."
Ollie should have stripped him of the captaincy. I think the captaincy has hurt Maguire. It's too heavy for him.
I'm gonna finish on 2 things actually because it just come to my head that speaking of captaincy. I just want to get everyone's opinion on the FA Cup draw because obviously that was a question. The second thing is I haven't even mentioned it at all. David De Gea.
Don't get me started.
We're talking about Martial. Should he get sold? Again, I'm not saying you said Tahir should get sold. I'm not saying that. Obviously, the question was, is Martial finished at United, etc., etc. We've kind of concluded that everyone's got the same opinion on that. Just to conclude, if you're wondering, no, we shouldn't sell him. Because he still has a lot to offer to the club. Someone needs to lace, Cavani's boots. So, Martial, there's your role. No, I'm joking. Anyways, David De Gea, Jerry, we'll come to you first, bro. What are your thoughts? We're not wasting our time on defense because we will be here for another hour.
It is time for the passing of the baton, as they say. I remember when Courtois came back from what team? Atletico Madrid, and then they had Czech, and then the transition happened. It's time. De Gea, I'm sorry, you've been at 10 plus years. You're only good at shot stopping, and you don't command your box. Like, bruv, the last game, Henderson came out like 3 times and just gathered the ball.
I had to use it, my eyes.
Bro, I was so happy. I was thinking if they just did that in the other game, we would have got the 3 points. But he's only good at shot stopping. He can't. Sorry, I'm getting hot, fam. I'm sorry. It's time. Like, you've been here long enough. The fact that he's the second highest paid player in the Prem it baffles me.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on like 350 or 375 or something like that. Shit, some silly wages, like.
No, but considering
he did earn those wages, I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't.
That's when he got his contract. That's when he got his contract.
Yeah, but if any player has deserved those wages in Man United the last since post Fergie, De Gea deserves every single penny.
Yeah, but that's when we was shit though. Like, he's good,
bro.
No. Listen. This is why. You know why? Because he's only good when shots are coming in quickly. Like, he reminds me of Pickford. I remember Pickford at Sunderland. Yeah. No, wait. Let me explain why. Jerry, wait, bro. Listen.
What minute is this?
106, bro. Let me explain why. Bro, do you remember Pickford at Sunderland? Everyone was gassing this guy because he was saving shots left, right, and center because shots kept coming to him. It's like De Gea, bro. When shots come to him, he's lively. He's doing all these flamboyant saves. When we're good and we need him to just come and collect the ball and just ease the pressure, he just always sorry, I thought Chelsea just conceded. Yeah. De Gea, I'm sorry, man. Every time you start doing well, yeah.
Jerry, question for you: would you take Donnarumma or are you going for Henderson?
We got a goalkeeper there. Let's give him a chance, man. Let's give him a chance.
Get Donnarumma now.
I don't.
Now. He can have my house. Take him.
Nah, man. De Gea is too much of a problem for me, man. Like, every time. You remember when we was going to get top 4 when Oli first came? Who cost us that top 4? It was him. Remember the Chelsea game, bro? And then the Watford game when he just threw in the goal, bro. Like, what are you doing?
All did.
Nah, Oli. De Gea, bro. I'm telling you.
And Cardiff.
Nah. De Gea.
What about this comment?
I agree.
Yeah, okay. So
I'm not convinced. He's a good goalkeeper, and he's had decent performances at United so far. And I think the excitement about him is because, yes, he does come and clean crosses. Thank God someone does that. And he communicates much better than David De Gea. He's a lot more commanding in his box. But I don't see that I want someone that's better at handling, someone that shot stopping. To be fair, he is decent. No, he's good. Decent would be harsh. He's good. He's good at that as well. But I don't want goalkeepers that are at the end of their power or someone who is, let's give him a shot. Kind of,
but you agree that we have to sell De Gea, right?
No, we're not. Why do we have to sell De Gea? Hold on, wait, what?
No one's buying De Gea. You don't have a prayer.
Bro,
why do we have to sell De Gea?
So you want to keep him as number 1?
I didn't have to keep him number 1. I just said didn't sell him.
So number 2 ain't going to be.
No one will buy him. He's on too much money.
Listen, he's not number 2. He's not, man.
Listen. For me, De Gea is still my number 1 right now. I know he's making mistakes, but Henderson's also made mistakes in the short games he's had as well. So I'm not convinced right now by either. But if you're telling me, like you said, Donnarumma or Henderson, I'm telling you right now, Henderson can go on a holiday for 5 years. I don't want to see him in goal whilst Donnarumma's around.
He's had a 6-year deal, you know. 100 how much is he on? 150 or something like that.
Yeah,
and that's why this cup is done. Why? What? Because of Sheffield United.
So stupid, bro.
I'm being told.
They should have got me into a scout, man. I'll give you a full report. I've seen every game of him.
What is this, bro? Donnarumma's contract is almost up.
Is it?
A player of that quality, you should have his contract done by today because you legally have the powers to do so. If you are waiting I'm telling you right now,
I think he's
flipping Manchester City as well. If you wait for Man City to go and steal him,
he's not going to go to City. Donnarumma's going to go to Chelsea. You heard it here first, right? Okay,
that's even worse.
No, but
That's even worse.
Chelsea will go and get him. AC Milan stop deal De Gea for Donnarumma. That might be a shout.
That won't happen.
Oh, never mind.
You know what we're doing? We're making them better. We're giving them Dallo, and we're gonna have a right. Oh, sorry, Brandon Williams is gonna be our right back.
Brandon Williams. I forgot he was on the page. I really did. But anyways, that aside, just want to finish on the FA Cup draw because Sean, sorry, I didn't even ask you. What are your thoughts on the goalkeeper situation?
Oh man, listen, I think that De Gea lives off of that FIFA 19 reputation. You remember FIFA 19, man was moving like Jesus. He was saving everything and everything.
He was untouchable.
Jeez.
Bro, this guy, man, here's the thing. Shot stopping, he's one of the best in the world at times. He does like to make the Hollywood save where he don't have to do all that, but he wants to do it for the cameras. The problem for me is he's not commanding enough in his box. Yeah. And there's certain times you gotta, as a goalkeeper, you gotta wipe people out or clear people out or do certain things. He's just not willing to do.
You had to wipe out Calvert-Lewin there.
Right, there's no way he can't make that save right there. That's just killing me. So the thing is, De Gea for me, do I think he's washed and no good? No. Do I think that now he's overrated to how a lot of us have seen him? I think so. I don't think he's as good as obviously as he used to be, but right now, to say I would just replace him for Henderson, I don't think it's gotten that bad yet because even though I like Dino, I want Dino to do well, I've seen mistakes of him as well. So, at the end of the day, I think that we made our bed with the goalkeeper. We're in trouble. I mean,
what mistake you guys keep saying?
Should have never got the contract.
That one against Sheffield United, bro.
Yeah, that's one mistake. What else, though?
Yeah, because he's barely played, man. Come on.
Yeah,
listen. For me, I didn't agree with bringing Henderson back unless you were going to replace De Gea with him. Because here's the thing. It stunts his growth. He needs to be playing first team. So for me,
100%.
Giving that contract to sit, I didn't like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, he's a cup goalkeeper, then, so at least he's going to do something. But
the FA Cup, bro, is simple. We're next game.
We've had a hard run, man. He's played
3-1, bro.
West Ham, now we got Leicester,
I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something we did with Romero last year. Use him. Then when it gets semi-final, throw back the hill. It's a waste of time.
He did that last year, the FA Cup.
A waste of time.
True.
Yeah,
it's true.
Who's the manager that did that? By the way,
process. Top 4, no trophies.
Here's a pub quiz. Here's a pub quiz question for you.
Oh mate.
Dean Henderson played every game for Man United until the semi-finals of the Europa League in 2020. David De Gea came back in goal. Who was the manager of Manchester United at that time?
Coach was not having it, is it?
It's true.
I think it was Jose. Right, we've got a comment here. Probably
Jose's back, by the way. He's back.
Yeah, he is. Probably one of the craziest questions we've had on this podcast actually ever. Would you guys take Ramos and De Ligt? Well, I literally chopped my arm off and give my arm as well. For that.
What kind of question is that?
What kind of question is that, bro? Like, fucking yeah, we've got a bloody fridge and bloody IKEA at the back. Like, fucking hell, come on.
Would we take Ramos and Matthias De Ligt?
For Maguire,
I wouldn't take Ramos,
For Maguire, hey!
Let me tell you why.
Listen,
and this is very ageist of me as an ancient fella myself. But Father Time doesn't lose fights, period. And the fact is Ramos is getting up there, and I don't like the fact that he used us for an extension the last time, like a cheap trick, and he's trying to do it again. Nah,
I like it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Let Woodward and these boys suffer. I
don't give a shit. Listen, Sean. Since Liverpool win the league, I don't give a fucking shit how we get back there. Get him in.
I've
got integrity. After seeing them pieces of shit, Henderson picked up the Prem trophy. After that day with Trent, his smoke face.
Basic baller too.
I don't give
Man like Mike out here acting like he's on Pogba's level.
Smoke ass face.
Henderson's basic. Somebody tell Mike. Text him now.
I don't give a shit. Sean, I don't give a shit how we get there. I don't care what he's done in the past. He broke flipping Salah's arm, man. He fucking stopped him from winning Champions League. So in my eyes, he's a fucking club legend and he's never played for us. So get him in. No Maguire. So this is Maguire walking into the dressing room. Fucking captain's on, but rag it off, Maguire.
Yeah.
Like this. So he's like, I'm the captain. Ramos getting nice to me. I'm fucking captain's on my face. Get some over there, you freak.
That's right.
That's
Don't
the
grab the
After
hair like
Ramos
this.
walked in there,
Bro, Bruno was bigger. I think he would have done it already. You know?
man says, amigo, to that with the hair, looks at my
Exactly.
Please.
He said, none
Give
of
it
that
up, man.
stupidity you're doing, pendejo. Bro, I need serious. I need serious.
And,
I want to hear Ramos.
Go! Go hablo español.
And then when Ramos scores, he goes, Sue, when he gets it off him. Listen, fucking get Ramos. I'm not here anything
oh
different.
my gosh.
I'm done with Maguire.
Yeah, bro.
Done. Get up.
I'm glad you've arrived. I'm glad you have arrived where I've been, bro. Welcome.
Fucking Thiago Silva's come in this league and Sean Maguire, he's running faster than the fridge.
Hey,
Like,
Usman, welcome, man. Listen, I got rich tea here, rich tea biscuits. You know, I got PG tips. Come
the
true,
rest
bro.
of the defense. I feel sorry for Wan-Bissaka. He has to associate himself with them fucking
But
idiots.
I don't feel sorry for him.
I know, but he's a young lad, so I'm giving benefit of doubt.
He's next on my list.
Yeah,
No.
I'm with you. I don't care.
No.
He's just my list.
No. He deserves the
He's
smoke.
21.
I
He's
don't
21.
care.
I don't
No,
care.
I care.
I don't care either.
It's Spider-Man that I'll protect you, don't worry. Listen, let's finish on the FA Cup, bro, because we're never going to get there. It's only going to be a 1 hour match. I don't think anyone gives a shit, but what are your thoughts, boys, about getting Leicester away? Jerry, we'll come to you first and foremost, bro.
It's an away tie, which I'm gladly happy about because I don't like playing at Old Trafford. It's just this season just been atrocious. And Leicester, last game, I think we drew last minute. I think we owe them some revenge there. And yeah, man, I'm not too fussed about it. Now let's go, man.
100. Ramos would be captain and vice captain. And
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, love that. To be honest, I'd probably sell Maguire even if you got Ramos for a year. How about that? Sean, they said you've only got 1 year with Ramos and you have to sell Maguire. Well, where do I fucking pay?
Sean, putting our club will put Ramos at CDM. You know, are they moving back to left back again?
No, to be fair to Ramos, he might be doing a fucking decent job up front.
Did you guys see the game at West Ham? Who is this? They had this Donnie out talking to Cavani. Looked like Elmer Fudd. I'm like, who is this guy here? I don't know who he is. So I had to Google and Wikipedia this guy. He's like our goalkeeping coach who was only at Cardiff.
Right.
I'm like, bruh, you don't speak Spanish, fam. You're the
wait. Sean, wait. Did you just say, hold on, wait. I hope I heard wrong. Did you just say he was with Ole at Cardiff?
Yes, sir.
Get this man out. Get him out now. It's done. It's done. Get him out now. Get him out.
Mates race,
Get him out.
We already know this. Mates almost everyone on the staff was with him there. He brought him over.
He brought Cardiff man to Old Trafford.
Yes.
Get him got. Lord have mercy.
Anyways,
you're a fake fan. Trust the process.
I was trying to wrap up, guys.
You got all the top Reds mad right now. Trust the process. 3 years, no trophies, but you got
Sean,
go ahead, Arsenal.
Coach is the one that we need to go, so he doesn't want to run.
Bro, they like Elmer Fudd. Look, Cavani looking at him like, bro, this bro can't speak Spanish.
But coach, if you think about it, if they're good enough for Cardiff, they're good enough for Manchester United. Come on, stop being disrespectful.
Usman, it's COVID season. Don't let me come to your house, bro.
What are you on about, man? They're good enough for Cardiff. They're good enough for United. Sean, Leicester, wait, what you saying, G?
I say what I say every time because I'm deluded. We slapping them. That's how I feel.
That's straight facts.
3-1. Here's the thing. Here's an interesting thing, guys. Depends on how we play, who we set up. And, I was thinking about this because I have a feeling on the next stream I'll be on, people are going to be running their mouth about McTavish. Go down through the top 10 teams, Usman, when you get a chance today, and ask yourself which team, how far do you go down the league before there's a team that you know for a fact he starts in? For me, it's 11.
Well, how have you got to McTominay? I don't understand.
Well, no, because of this.
I asked you about Leicester away.
Because Leicester's midfield is the only chance they have against us because they have a solid midfield. If we set up the right way, though, we slap 3-1.
Coach just put in the private chat. Got it.
Coach was like, vexed,
Coach, with that Cardiff coaching, what do you reckon against Leicester? Thoughts?
Hey, Leicester 2-0, man. Get him out of here. Get him out of here, man. Leicester 2-0.
Listen, you heard it here first. Coach does Nostradamus in the end. So, Sadly, you put money on it though. At least you get a bit of money back. But listen, honestly, guys, I don't even know where to start with clipping this podcast because there's been so many madness. But just to conclude, Martial's going to get 8 goals according to Jerry in the next 6, so he'll be back. And Rashford's been dogged this season from myself. Kojo is impressed with the fact that we got Cardiff South. And Sean doesn't want Ramos or Donnarumma. That is what we've concluded from this podcast. Anyways, as always, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Usmaan Talks United on Twitter. And we'll start with Sean first and foremost. Where can the people find you?
At WWReds_show and the Madness of Football Twitter over on my YouTube channel. I'm just starting to make content again once I get my move underway. And by the way, all of you watching, if you're not subscribed to our man Usmaan, go subscribe right now. Stop
subscribe,
being
people.
pagans.
Martial is back, boys. Heard it you first. Jerry, where can the people find you?
Yes, that's Jerry UTD_ on Twitter and on YouTube, United Team Talk. Just like Sean said, guys, let's get Usmaan to 1K, man. It's just press the button. It doesn't take long. Let's get him to 1K, man. Come on, guys, man. Come, let's do this.
Love. And last but not least, Cardiff's own.
No.
At Agenda FC.
Man's rattled.
Can you man actually deep that? Can you man actually deep that?
Bro,
you know what?
I've stopped caring, honestly. It's helped me a lot, man.
You know what? Those 2 places of a day, innit? Just go there, man. Go there, man.
God.
Go there.
Yeah,
I'm done.
Listen, make sure you show love to all of them.
Cardiff.
Obviously, as the guy said, make sure you subscribe, you drop a like, all that good stuff. Basically, all I'm going to do, I'm going to put all the links to the YouTube in the description. And just hit the link, obviously the name corresponding to their channel. And
Richard Hartis. That's his name, fam.
Oh, God. Anyways, before Cole just slaps me through the camera, I'm going to wrap it up. Anyways, it's been your boy, man. Peace. Back tomorrow with the preview.